And if you're listening to this before Sunday, the Detroit Lions have the best record in the NFL. That's right. They went into Arrowhead Stadium and snuck out with a 21-20 win over the Kansas City Chiefs. Don't act like you're not surprised. I know I am. I know I picked the Chiefs. Sure. In Detroit, I get it. Maybe somebody out there ordained this, but I did not see it coming. Let's get into it. What a moment for the Detroit Lions, for Dan Campbell, and for Brad Holmes. I sat here in this studio 2 days ago and talked about what this season meant from the simple idea of the Lions being a hunted team. It's cute when you rally back from 6 games under 500 and miss the playoffs on the last night of the season. But what are you going to do when people like me are talking about how good you are all offseason? What are you going to do when it's Patrick Mahomes, one of the best quarterbacks to ever play, and the Kansas City Chiefs? Well, you're going to go into one of the loudest buildings in the league. You're going to fall down 14-7 at halftime, and you're going to rally for one of the biggest wins in Lions history. Like, that doesn't feel like hyperbole when you consider what this franchise has been through. And just for the record, hey, Brad Holmes, Lions GM, Dan Campbell, Lions head coach, Lions fans, who knows where the rest of this season goes, but, thump your chests a little bit for how this played out, because it went to a script that Dan Campbell would probably be incredibly proud of. Think about the physicality that we saw in this game, the way the Lions played defense, the way they flustered Patrick Mahomes. Going back to Brad Holmes, the Lions GM, think about what your draft class did in this game. The entire game turns on its head when Brian Branch picks off a drop by Kadarius Toney and takes it to the house to tie the game at 14. So your second round pick ties the game with an interception touchdown. Your first round pick, Jahmyr Gibbs, maybe didn't light the world on fire, but for all the criticism that pick took, he touches the ball 9 times for 60 all-purpose yards in a 21-20 game. Yeah, I'll take that all day. Second round pick, Sam Laporta, the tight end out of Iowa. 5 catches for 39 yards. Had an amazing block to seal the hole for David Montgomery on the go-ahead touchdown that ultimately decided this game. How about Dan Campbell being gutsy enough to go for it on 4th down multiple times? It makes me happy in my football soul. And one of them didn't work, by the way. I don't care. It makes me ecstatic that an NFL coach recognized that he's going against the game's very best and was willing to put it on the line on 4th down multiple times. Like I said, it just felt like a win that really fit the ethos of this Lions team, this Motor City, blue-collar, smash-mouth team. And who knows where it goes, but my God, is it a cool moment, and I'm excited for you and yours that are celebrating it. Now, let's be clear. Not a very pretty game of football. Like, that's okay to admit. It's the first game of the year. There's jitters to get out. There's miscommunications, and clearly a lot of them on the side of the Kansas City Chiefs. And I think if you're a Chiefs fan trying to figure out what the hell that just happened, it's that even Superman can only do so much. That is my takeaway from Thursday night on the Chiefs side of things. Not to take credit away from the Detroit Lions, but man, what a rough night for the guys that are supposed to prop up Patrick Mahomes. We know Chris Jones didn't take part in this game. He is still holding out. He was actually there with, I think, what were his agents? I bet he was seeing dollar signs watching the Chiefs perform without him. We'll get to that. Travis Kelce scratched from this game with a knee injury in the hours leading up to kickoff. And so if 2 of the 3 superheroes on this roster can't suit up, even mighty Patrick Mahomes looks like that. Let's go over it, shall we? I already mentioned Kadarius Toney. 1 catch for 1 yard on 5 targets. 4 drops, 1 of which leads to a defensive touchdown that swings the game. Sky Moore, the second-round receiver, who's tasked with really filling a big role in this offense, 0 catches on 3 targets. Rashee Rice, the rookie. Nice night for a rookie. 3 catches for 29 yards and a touchdown, but that comes on 5 targets. Patrick Mahomes and his receivers could not get on the same page. In a lot of cases, it looked junior varsity level. Kadarius Toney, looking at you, bud, like you are going to have a massive hole to dig out of in Kansas City based on the public reaction to this performance, if I had to guess. How about the offensive tackles? Donovan Smith and Jawan Taylor. I gave the Chiefs a lot of credit for how they managed to replace their two starting tackles from their Super Bowl run. It looked really good on paper, and the Detroit Lions reminded us that these games aren't played on paper. Donovan Smith and Jawan Taylor. Donovan Smith, crucial holding penalty on one of the biggest drives of the game. The Chiefs have a chance taking the ball over after a failed fourth down. They have a chance to go down, and even a field goal wins you the game. Critical holding penalty. A critical false start by Jawan Taylor. Please spare me the drama about how many times maybe that should have been flagged. I don't know. Take that up with Dean Blandino here at the Fox Studios, or take that up with the officials. But it didn't look great for Patrick Mahomes' pass catchers and his protection. Now, if I'm looking for a silver lining for the Chiefs, it's that I think this will be fine. Honestly, I really do. Travis Kelce is a great stabilizer and a great equalizer. He's a guy that commands a lot of attention. He's a guy that makes life easier on all of the players around him. And he's a guy that obviously, quite simply, knows how to get open and give Patrick Mahomes easy throws and easy completions. I'm not worried about the Chiefs at all in the long run. I just think it was almost refreshing to be reminded that even the best quarterback in the league needs a little bit of help. You need good players around you, even if you wear number 15 for the Chiefs. That's my big takeaway. I think the Chiefs will be fine. But man, I am excited for the Detroit Lions. Again, maybe not the prettiest way to start this whole thing out, but from a narrative standpoint, a big, big win for a team that had big, big expectations coming into the season.